Welcome back to Rafa Rides 2021, where in the last hour teams across the world have started and finished their Rafa Ride cycle. We're really excited to be connecting these communities. We're going live from Hawaii, we're going live from the Middle East, we're going to head across Europe, and we are connecting RAF communities and supporters all across the world as we take on Rafa Rides 2021. So we thought we'd start by sharing some of those fab photos that you've been sending over to us. Photo number one, we had a very special appearance earlier from the Red Arrows as they flew past Waltham-on-the-Wolds to celebrate the amazing achievements of the cyclists so far. Next up, we've got the team from Bryce Norton who sent in one of their training photos. There they are, looking super fabulous on a sunny day. Next up, we've got the team from Lossiemouth who took on their cycle. And we've got a photo from Steve Joy as he took on his challenge. There we go. There's the team at RAF Waddington as they set off on their challenge last Friday, looking very smart in the Rafa Rides jerseys indeed. Next up, this is the Defence DMRC at Stamford Hall. The team there took part with their patients and nurses and doctors as part of Rafa Rides 2021, and we are so grateful for their support. Brilliant work there in another photo as they made their way through Rafa Rides 2021. Again, from the gym at DRMC and Stamford Hall, there's the team at Lossie as they took on their training ride. Absolutely super. And finally, that's our Steve Joy as he took on his Rafa Rides training in his very smart looking jersey. That is RAF Benson yesterday. They completed Rafa Rides a day early while they were all on station and they took to their static bikes. And finally, look at that seaside. What a great photo of one of our Rafa riders cycling by the coast. These ladies are the RAF Burnham Soul Sisters. I hear that they've got a great pub crawl planned post or during their cycle.
Before and after.
Of course. And finally, this is our Waddington official who completed his ride early. Well done, team. And how about that for a photo from Gibraltar? What amazing scenery.
What great scenery. Some of the pictures we saw from the top of the rock as well. What a thing to cycle up, I have to say.
We'll be sharing some of those later on. Fabulous. Thank you so much for everyone sending your photos. Don't forget you can share them on social media by using the hashtag Rafa Rides, and you can share them on our RAF Association Messenger as well. So without further ado, we're going to cut across to Squadron Leader Noel McAllister. Where in the world are you, sir?
Hi, I'm in northwest Florida, based at Eglin Air Force Base. So it's a pretty warm day here. I think we're up to around 34 degrees now already, so getting quite warm and very humid this time of year.
Amazing effort. So tell us about your Rafa Rides challenge, Noel.
So we've split it into two chunks. We have completed 40 miles this morning along an area of coast called 30A, which takes us through Seaside, which was the place or the town where the Truman Show was filmed, for those that know that. So a very picturesque part of the northwest Florida coastline. And then tomorrow we will do a further 60 miles out on the Eglin Range roads, which will be somewhat less scenic, I have to say, but it's a good location. Obviously around here it's pretty flat. We don't have, I think we might have had about 50 feet of ascent this morning on our 40 miles. It's not unusual to ride around here and maybe do 50 or 60 miles and only maybe climb less than 10 feet on that. So it'll be nice getting back home and having some hills to ride on again, but we'll enjoy the fine weather out here as long as we can.
I think the Rafa riders joining us here at Waltham will be fairly jealous of your flat cycle, that's for sure. And how about that heat? How do you tackle that amount of sunshine? We've been quite lucky with the weather so far, but yours is some exceptional heat.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate this time around, really. The weather has been a little slow to get hot this year, and it's only in the last week that we've started to get regularly into 30 degrees plus. It's normally the humidity is the real crippler here. You just can't get rid of heat when you're out cycling. So normally we're out at 6 a.m. If we're going to ride at weekends, you've got to be on the road, at 6 a.m. and get as much done as you can before it properly starts to get hot. But even then, it's 90+% humidity, so it's still tough just to shed heat.
That's amazing. And who were you joined by on your Rafa ride today?
Well, we're a unit here that supports or produces mission data for the F-35. It's a joint unit. We have Royal Navy, Royal Air Force and Royal Australian Air Force as part of the ACRO team. So we did have Royal Navy riders with us this morning, as well as some colleagues from the Royal Australian Air Force participating. So yeah, it's very much a joint unit, and I've done quite a lot of things together, various charity events, but it's good to get the guys out supporting Rafa.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for joining us, Noel. Thank you to your team for taking part, and good luck on your ride tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think on that note, we might have to cross live to our up-to-date fundraising total. So without further ado, we'll have a drum roll, or we might pretend to have a drum roll.
Looking forward to it.
It is £52,181.
That is incredible.
Amazing.
That is incredible. And we're not even at the day of the ride yet.
Absolutely wonderful work, team. You've done incredibly well, and I can't tell you how much that money is genuinely life-changing. Thank you so much. So let's cross now to Squadron Leader Sarah Lockhart and Sergeant Tommy Lockhart. Where in the world are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm at Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado Springs. My husband is currently 10,000 feet up out of 14,000 feet on Pikes Peak. I think he's struggling to get a connection.
I think we could just about see them there.
Can you see them? That's good. So maybe
Can you hear us, Tommy? I think the classic 2020 line of "you might be on mute."
Not anymore.
There we go.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much for joining us both. Sarah, tell us what you're up to.
Okay, so we are doing stationary cycling within the Building 1 here at Peterson, and we've gone for a UK-US coalition. So we have 4 members of the UK contingent that are out here at the moment, also swapping in with several members of the US Space Force.
That's incredible. Thank you so much. And Tommy and the team, what are you guys up to?
So we are riding from Peterson Air Force Base across Colorado Springs and then up Pikes Peak Highway towards the top of Pikes Peak. We've got an international team as well, 2 from myself from the UK, and then we've got
Kev Oliver. I'm a Royal Marine, but delighted to be wearing the Royal Air Force Association jersey today. And we've also got
Alex Bedno, Canadian Army, and proud to be here riding with you guys.
That's wonderful. And a husband and wife couple taking part from many miles away. Sarah, who are you joined by today?
Okay, so we have on the bikes at the moment, we have Wonder Woman, one of our contractors here. And then if you want to introduce yourself.
Major Clinton Emery, United States Space Force, Spock, S316.
Very cool. And how's your cycle going, guys? How are you getting on over there?
We're sweating.
I think Tommy might be quite warm as well, looking at that sunshine.
Yeah, it's pretty hot and it's pretty steep at the moment.
How high is Pikes Peak?
3,500 feet to go. Vertical.
Good effort. Now, Sarah and Tommy, did you want to share words of encouragement for each other's cycle?
Well, he is a PTI, so I expect him to be able to do this type of thing relatively easy.
We like the sympathy.
Go faster, Tommy. Yeah, go faster.
Okay.
And Tommy, did you have other enthusiastic, supportive comments to make for Sarah?
Yeah, just, watch out for those steep hills in that building on those bikes. It's going to be tough.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. You've both done wonderfully. And enjoy the rest of your ride.
Thank you.
Thank you, team.
Bye-bye.
Brilliant. We're coming back to Waltham on the Wolds now after taking our trip across the pond to introduce, you may have heard earlier, the wonderful Quarantine. So, Gary, tell us about the Quarantine's Challenge.
So this year, Amy, the Quarantine have set out a team of 16, and we're going to ride in teams of 4, each cycling 35 miles and then passing the baton, and we're going to keep going for 24 hours. So Team 1 and Team 2, we've done our first stint. Team 3's out on the road, and Team 4 will be starting in about an hour or so.
And we're joined by 2 of the Quarantine in the studio today. Gentlemen, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, Dave Dunport. I'm here as a late entry part of the Quarantine Team 4.
Fabulous.
And Patrick Shea Simmons, just driven up from Cambridge today, managed to break away from the inbox and be suckered into yet another ride as a result of the air marshal.
That comes on to my next question, which is how you ended up doing such a daft challenge.
So, I mean, it's a great challenge, isn't it? I mean, you only have to look at the money that's been raised so far to realise that it's a great event. I was daft enough to do it a few years ago, and when I was promised it was a short ride, and 112 miles later, we made it round, and that was my first distance ride. And this time round, it actually seemed like a different challenge. I think the challenge is going to be waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and doing a stint at 4:30. So, thanks very much,
My pleasure.
for that, Gary. I really appreciate it.
So we can cut to some of the bios of some of the cyclists in the Quarantine now. If we can cue that video, please. Brilliant stuff. So we can see some of the guys that are joining the team today. So we've got some RAF officers, some serving personnel, and some veterans among the troops. Perfect stuff. We asked the Quarantine to describe their cycling. Some of them had interesting takes on it.
Very interesting takes.
Mammals was mentioned a few times.
Yeah, a lot of mammals. Comes with the territory, really, doesn't it?
All the gear and no idea.
That's us.
Yeah, got that one as well. That one's definitely in there. But what these guys have done exceptionally well at is all the fundraising that came alongside their cycling challenge. So we want to say thank you to each and every one of them as well. So they're all joining us today at Waltham. They're going to take on this challenge. So gents, tell us, what's the one thing that you are most looking forward to?
Probably the end of the third leg. But no, seriously, it's an opportunity not to be missed, and I didn't get to do last year's challenge, and so this one is a great opportunity, and I thought I'd grab it with both hands.
Love it. Brilliant.
For me, I think it's simpler. It's going to be breakfast after the 4:30. Did I mention the 4:30? The 4:30 run.
Did you know breakfast cancelled?
Yeah, so breakfast, but then actually getting stuck in. We've got great weather for tomorrow, and so the third stint should be great in the sunshine around Rutland.
And I was going to ask what the thing you were least looking forward to is, but I think that might be 4:30.
I suspect so.
What are we most worried about? What are you most concerned about?
Not getting around in time, but I think we did a training ride here a couple of weeks ago, and it was okay. Probably the worst conditions we could do it in. So if we managed it in 2 hours, we should be okay.
We haven't had best cycling weather recently, have we?
No.
Not at all. Guys, you've all done so well. Fundraising and cycling, thank you so much for joining us. Now, the Quarantine aren't the only ones taking on their 24-hour challenge. We are joined by... Wing Commander John Gorman. John, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you guys?
Very well. Where in the world are you, John?
I'm just outside Washington, DC.
Brilliant. And tell us about your challenge.
So when I saw Rafa Ride was going global, being a one for endurance sports, I thought, why not give a go at riding 24 hours straight on a turbo? And
John, what time did you start?
And then I think somebody suggested 500 miles would be a good target to keep me motivated as I go along. So I've already been joined by quite a few other riders in Zwift, so it's great to see people as they come and go. That's
amazing, honestly. So 500 miles in one place on your living room floor. How are you feeling about that challenge?
Nervous, maybe a little excited.
Yeah.
Concerned about how to eat enough and drink enough to keep me going.
Definitely a question was how you are fueling that challenge.
A mixture of energy drinks and foods, rice cakes, you name it.
I love it, and we are exceptionally impressed at your hard work, so thank you so much. Now, John, we're going to be checking in with you throughout the night as well. We've got your fundraising page which we can share with people, so if they wanted to support you. But what would your message of support be to the other cyclists riding right now?
I think it's just great that we can all come together collectively, with individual goals to achieve that aim of cycling around the world, raising awareness for Rafa and fundraising at the same time. I think it just embosses the spirit of the Air Force, really. We're working as a team to achieve one larger goal.
You are all incredible, and we are so grateful, John. Thank you so much. Check out his page if you want to support John on his challenge. And if you want to check out John Zwift, you can go find our Zwift guidance on our website. So that's rafa.org.uk, and you can go to the Rafa Ride section and find out how to join John on Zwift if you wanted to. John, it's been a pleasure. We'll come back to you in the morning when I'm sure you'll be looking equally fresh-faced.
Absolutely.
Good morning and good night, John.
Good luck.
All the best, everyone. Good luck.
Thank you so much. And finally, from all the way up the country, we are going to Lossiemouth. All the way up the country, we're going to Scotland.
So, Amy, I think it's incredible. John, cycling for me, I've just done 35 miles. I've got 2 more to go. I've now got a few hours off. John is going to be on that bike.
Constant.
I don't know how he's going to do that, I have to say.
It's not like you've got the scenery to distract you.
No,
you literally are sat on a bike.
So Zwift is good. Other fitness apps available, but Zwift is really good. And it's really the fact he's going to do that and to stay.
Connect those cyclists.
Yeah. So how about Lossiemouth? Can we go there?
Let's head to Scotland, shall we? Where I believe we might be joined by Warrant Officer Tony Watts. Tony, are you there? There he is. Looking. Hey! Well done, team. Tell us about your cycle.
Fantastic. 37 miles we did. It was a race, so there's 16 caterers, the whole force from RAF Lossiemouth, and the winner was SSC Phil Dennis, one of the chefs, 1 hour 57 minutes.
Impressive effort. Now, we celebrate everyone at Rafa. Who came last?
Who came last? So the Lanton Rouge was an Aramark employee, Kate Weir.
And does she get the wooden spoon prize? Is that right?
No, she got a bottle of Prosecco actually. So
I'll take that. I'll take that. That's brilliant. So what motivated you guys to take part in Rafa Rides?
Well, we're all sort of keen amateur cyclists, and we're often going out on Fridays for cycles, and then just a bit of a team challenge to get everybody involved. So we're using the Aramark employees as well, and it's just a great event.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. And Tony, do you want to show off your medal? I can see you've got that around your neck with pride there. Wonderful stuff.
Well done.
Thank you,
brilliant.
Amy. Thank you.
Well done, Tony. Well done, team. Keep going, John. You've got this. Sarah and Tommy, you're doing brilliant. Look at the team at Lossie there, cheering Tony on. I love it. Wonderful work.
Thank you.
That's
Bye.
brilliant. Thank you, team. Now then, not the only challengers to be completing their cycle today. I believe we should be joined by the team at Southampton University Air Squadron.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, there we go. Hi. Where in the world are you, and what are you guys up to?
So if you have a look behind me, you can see Boscombe Downs runway. We are at MOD Boscombe Down doing the Rafa cycle, raising money for Rafa, as you already know. We've got about 50 people around here. As far as I can see, I'm sure there's more people. There's so many cyclists going around, I can't keep up with it. But we're here to raise money and having a blast at the moment. So it's great to be connected to you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. So what motivated you to take part in Rafa Rides this year?
So our squadron, Southampton University Air Squadron, is a university squadron, so filled with students from various unis in the area. And we've always had a good connection with local charities and especially RAF charities. So everyone was very, very keen for this event to happen. In fact, we had to organise it last minute because everyone was pushing so hard for it to happen. So it was a really great thing to be part of, and everyone really does want to help out Rafa. And we've had previous events with you guys before, so I think everyone's very keen.
That's superb. Thank you so much for taking part in Rafa Rides and for joining us today. Connections from all over the globe. You guys are doing brilliantly.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Brilliant stuff. How was that for
great.
a tour around the world?
That is amazing. All round several continents, coming back into the UK, Southampton at the end, but 50 cyclists cycling around Boscombe Down. That's incredible, isn't it?
Love it. University Air Squadrons. Southampton, shout out to you guys. You've done incredibly. All of you guys who are doing your cycle, all of you guys who are doing your challenge, you've all done so well. Thank you so much. So if you're joining us at home, you can check out what we've got coming up on screen right now. So we are going intercontinental at 8 p.m. as we are joined by teams from New Zealand, Hawaii and Ramstein. We really hope you've been enjoying your connection so far. We know we've been enjoying looking at what you guys are up to. Thank you so much for joining us. See you at 8 p.m. Happy cycling.